Friends, picture the red carpet being rolled out because today's episode is the gift of creating your retreat.
Today, it's your birthday. Not sure what that means? Let us help you and introduce you to our powerful concept in our community. We are Helene and Christina, and our mission is to empower, teach, and remind women to celebrate themselves. Combined, we have over 35 years experience as therapists in private practice.
We come to you not as your therapist, but rather two women in this life stage with you, your friends. Our podcast promises to talk about the hard or uncomfortable topics in a way to empower you, laugh along the way as part of healing, and find joy in life. What sets us apart, you might ask? We leave you with gifts each episode.
Now that we are friends, let's go ahead and make this official. We would love to help you start your Thursday morning, so make sure you follow the show wherever you listen and sign up for our free newsletter at yourbirthdaypodcast.com to receive the episode in your inbox weekly.
Welcome back, friends. And if you are new to the party, we are thrilled you joined us today. Each week, we set the intention for our episode. We invite you to grab your beverage of choice and to get cozy. Today's episode is more like turn up the volume, pour your beverage to get ready to toast to you, and feel free to jump around because Christina and I are bursting with excitement and joy. I had to catch my breath because I'm super excited about this one.
So excited.
Friends, if you have ever felt similar to how I did 15 years ago, and if you haven't been hanging out with us, a short little recap about that story is that I was, quote, doing everything the way I thought I should be doing it. My husband came home from work and he looked at me and the dogs were running around crazy. My son was probably doing his homework for like the 15th time and ripping it up on the floor. And I probably looked like I was about to rip my hair out. And he handed me the keys and he said, I love you. You need to leave. And I said, are you kicking me out? And he said, I think you just need a moment. So I did get kicked out. I called my friend who I met in birthing class and I said, I just got kicked out of my house. I don't know why. I don't know where I'm going. I did say to my husband, if I leave, I don't know if I'll come back. He said, no problem. I'll see you on the credit card where you went. My girlfriend, who was on this podcast many, many episodes ago, the gift of dropping your child off to college, she said, where are you? And I said, well, where else would I go if I just got kicked out of my house without my kids and without this and without this? I'm at Publix, grocery shopping. She said, put your stuff away. I'm going to get kicked out of my house too. And it was the first time that we had met without our 4 children between the two of us.
Wow.
And we hung out at Starbucks. And you know what? That was like a little retreat for us. So if you have ever felt this way or similar, this is exactly for you. And we have been planning this with you in mind, friends. Yes, with you in mind. So we hope that you get something out of it, that it electrifies you, it excites you, and you share it with everyone who you think needs to hear it as well. Friends, picture the red carpet being rolled out because today's episode is the gift of creating your retreat.
I'm so excited for this. And my memory goes back to when I think of like creating your retreat, the night that you and I went out to Sanibel that launched this whole thing many, many moons ago.
That's
And we had to
right.
put it on a shelf because we both had to go through the messy middle of life and then pull it out again. But I will never forget going to Sanibel and you brought all these yummy snacks and we walked the beach and talked and like just tried to figure it all out. And we had no idea what we were envisioning at the time and how it would evolve. And here we are creating a retreat for all of our friends, which is just so much fun because we love that stuff.
And I think I love that you mentioned that because it was also took a lot of navigating. Your kid, you had 2 kids, I had 2 kids. We had to plan the date, think of where we were going, talk about how we were going to set that intention for ourselves and with our families. So
And I
yeah,
remember like my kiddo had been sick that week. So I was like, gosh, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to go. And I remember my husband saying to me like, dude, you don't have a choice. Like you're going. I can handle a sick kid. He could. But I do remember that. Yeah, it's so crazy. So, I really want to challenge all of our friends out there to think about The
Mm.
last time they took a real pause, not a quick break, not 5 minutes on the couch to doom scroll, not a quick run to grab your Starbucks and you take a sip out of your cup when you get in the car. We're talking about a real pause, like that you gave yourself time away. Maybe it was a few hours, maybe it was a day, maybe it was a weekend. And if you are good enough with boundaries that you gave yourself a whole week, we love you and we want to hear all about it.
Yes.
I don't think most women are that good, but
Mm.
hey, if you are, I love you for that. And you can teach all of us. But for those of you who just gave yourself a few hours, things like that, this is for you. Just this weekend, I finished a huge report. And my sister in law, you all know I love Julie, says to me, "What are you doing for self care?" And I wrote LOL back. And she goes, "Seriously? Question mark, exclamation point. Like she called me out.
Mm.
And I paused in that moment and I was like, I can fit an hour in for me. Like, what am I thinking? And so I literally stopped everything and did an hour for me. My children were home. They were happy. They were working on their holiday lists.
Hmm.
And so, I took that for me so that I could then be the best me throughout the weekend. Now, we are so excited about our downloadable course, and it is more than an hour, friends.
Yes.
It is time for you to do whatever you need to do. If it's healing work, if it's growth work, if it's affirmation work, whatever it is, we have 3 amazing topics for you. We have giving your body peace, which is really awesome. And we really talk about like the holistic body, all of you. And we break down your parts of your body, but then we bring you together as a whole because your body is a whole. We have recovering from burnout, which is very important. And that's why my sister in law was challenging me like, go do self care so you don't burn out. But if you've gotten to that point that you just feel like you cannot breathe and you cannot open another email and you cannot,
Mm.
this one's for you.
Right. And burnout doesn't mean just with like work burnout. We're
Right.
talking about those of you who are thinking that you have to wait for the perfect time to rest because
Yeah.
you're moving from task to task, from role to role, from giving, doing, supporting, fixing,
Mhm.
carrying, and you're going like a machine and forgetting you're human. Like, if you are almost like, I can't imagine doing another thing, and whether it's work, whether it's in your relationships, whether it's all the different things that you have signed up to volunteer with,
Mhm.
if you are like at the end, you are running on empty, and it's not just in one area of your life, like that is the course for you.
Right. Right. Yes. It's not just in one area, it might be in all areas, but wherever you're just feeling absolutely, excuse my French, fucking exhausted,
Yeah.
this one's for you.
Yeah.
And then our last one is rediscovering yourself. Maybe you have lost yourself along the way, maybe through motherhood, maybe through career changes, maybe through moves, maybe you've had something happen, but you kind of look in the mirror and you're like, I don't even know this woman that I'm staring at. Who is she? Then this one's for you.
Mm.
And we are all about you finding the woman that you were and the woman that you're meant to be and evolving into being the amazing human that you are. Right? None of these are necessarily about changing you because we think you're broken.
Mhm. Yeah.
We want to make it crystal clear. We don't believe that you were broken. We believe that something has happened or something is going on in your life that has distracted you from the care that you need to give yourself. And
Right.
that's what it's about.
And I think so often we want to like also, I think the word retreat, like for some people, sends up like, oh, that's for people who have more time, who have unlimited funds,
Yeah.
who have access to the mountains or the beach. And the truth is that we want you to know is that like a retreat, it's not a place.
No.
A treat for us is not a pause. What it is, it's an intention, and it's exactly what Christina said. It is a moment that you create to return to yourself.
Yeah.
Your retreat can happen anywhere in your bedroom, before your family wakes up, in the moments you're alone in your car. And the greatest thing about a retreat is that it is an act of empowerment. Friends, what
Mm.
it says is I matter. My needs matter. And I am willing to make space for myself. All right. If you are breathing out calmly and you're like, I need some more of that, stay with us. We're going to talk to you about how that can happen.
Yeah. So this all came about is just years of us listening to women in our office, listening to women in our own circle of friends, listening to women in our family, of just feeling that we watch women like chip away at themselves by constantly giving to others and then feeling burnt out, feeling like their body wasn't good enough, feeling like they had no idea who they were. And we watched ourselves do the same. And so we really thought we wanted to gift our audience the ability to breathe, reflect, and really connect with who they are and who they are evolving into. That was so important to us as we listened to all of you. And we decided that, women don't want to have to do all the legwork to plan it out because we do all the legwork every fucking day.
Mhm.
And so we decided that we would give each of our audience in this course a roadmap to be able to do this work. It's simple, it's beautiful, and it's meaningful. And we are your guides. You get to fill in the happy details. And by that, I mean, you're going to sprinkle in what activities you love to do, whether you love to go for walks, whether you need yoga, whether you just want to sleep for an hour, like whatever it may be, you get to sprinkle in those things. You get to sprinkle in what you pack, although we give you a packing list.
Okay.
You get to sprinkle in, hopefully, lots of chocolate, because that's what I would bring. But you get to decide if you're going somewhere to do this, if you're staying at home and doing this, if you're treating it like a week by week lesson, however you're choosing to do this, that's where you have the choice. But we promise you that you're not going to be creating the retreat from start to end.
No.
We just want you to fill in the sprinkles so it has your flavor in the course.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So, and our goal for you is literally when you finish it, when you're on the last part of it, that you're feeling restored and rejuvenated and cherished. Like that's what we want for you. And so, literally, you get to open the gift and you get to fill in the blanks, but there aren't very many blanks
No.
because we've done everything for you. You just get to sprinkle in what you need for preparation.
So let's talk a little bit about what creating the retreat can look like. You may be excited about the idea of a retreat, but like Christina just shared, the planning feels too much. I don't know. Think about us as your idea vision board maker, your planning list creators, a script to your family and friends, fairy godmothers. I mean, Christina and I have got you so you can have yourself in the future.
Yes. So, here's where you get to sprinkle in what you want. You get to decide the environment in which you do it.
Mhm.
You get to decide your intention, the reason why you are choosing yourself in this pause for you. You get to decide the rituals, the practices that anchor you, like I mentioned, yoga and things like that. You get to decide your nourishment. How are you going to care for your body? What are you going to feed it mentally, physically? And what are the boundaries you're going to set? How are you going to tell people that you're not available when you are doing this powerful work for yourself? And that's really what you sprinkle in. Everything else we gift to you as part of your retreat. The other cool thing is you get to decide how you're doing this in if you're going to do it by yourself
Mhm.
or if you're going to do it with your girl circle. And by that, I mean you can pick 2 or 3 close friends to do this with, or you can choose to do this alone. Now, we're going to tell you if you're doing it as a group, you're still going to do a lot of alone work, and then
Yes.
you're going to come together at certain parts as a group, but it is a combination of solo and group. So if you're feeling like you've got some besties that you want to hang with to do this, cool. If you're feeling like it's something you want to do by yourself because you just need that time for you, also cool. There's no right or wrong.
Absolutely. And when you start the gift to yourself is that when you plug away, right? Christine and I just shared with you, you'll choose some things like the environment, the intention, the rituals, the nourishment, the boundaries. So when you figure out those things, the rest is all done for you. It's essentially like you are at a retreat and Christine and I are right next to you. And at the end of it, something really powerful comes together. There's huge shifts.
Mhm.
You start feeling like you have space for yourself and others. Hopefully, there is some clarity. Hopefully, you feel grounded. And don't worry, friends, if these seem like really big ideas, you're going to talk about them in the very beginning. And then we're going to circle at the very end. And there's some really magical, beautiful work that you're going to do at the end of the retreat, and also what you'll do in moving forward as you integrate back in life. Christine and I have it all for you. And in fact, I have had the absolute beautiful front seat of seeing 3 people who created their own retreats. It was 2 females and 1 male, and we just did it in the course of, like, talking through it without even having the course. And I'm trying to think, they did it in 3 different environments. They all decided they needed to do it out of their home because they knew that everything from laundry to email to family, they did not feel at that time ready to say, I can't do that. But if they allowed themselves to get out of the hustle and bustle of the expectations of life, and they really only need to show up for themselves, they can create the space for that. So one rented an Airbnb, one did have access to a family condo, and the other one did do a hotel room. One did it for 2 nights, one did it for 3 nights, and the other one did it for 1 night. I will tell you, everyone came back and they shared with me they wish they had another night that was longer. I remember the person who did it for 2 nights, it took at least 1 night to get used to like sleeping by themselves and
Mhm.
knowing what they were going to do. And by the time they felt like they were in the groove, they were like, oh no, I got to pack up and leave. So they set the intentions. It was everything that you're getting in this retreat. But I just want to share with you that walking through that process with 3 individuals and seeing the transformation, the commitment to themselves, and I know for sure at least 2 out of 3 have already scheduled another one for the following year, was
Mm.
so beautiful to see what initially started as excitement. And then in the days leading up to it, there was excitement and a little bit of anxiety, like, what is this going to look like, and not knowing. And then when they came back and they shared with me what it was even more of like, Christina, hell yeah, we got to create this.
Yeah, it's so cool. So, friends, you can purchase 1, 2, or all 3 topics. Obviously, when you purchase all 3, it's a great value and investment for you. Our topics are gifting your body peace, recovering from burnout, and rediscovering you. And as we shared before, there's so much richness and nourishment in each one of them. It is not about criticizing, but it is looking at some honest, open reflection and then gifting yourself positivity, healing, and love.
Mm,
And again, I want to reiterate when you walk out of this retreat, you literally will feel joy and love. And you know that for 2025, joy was my word, is my word, because 2025 isn't over yet.
yeah.
So we guide you step by step through videos and worksheets of what to do along the way. We promise that every step is taken care of you. You just get to sprinkle in your prep of what you want and need. And, here's what we would challenge you. If you're kind of on the fence of doing a group or solo, we encourage you to kind of talk with yourself as far as like what boundaries you need, what people are respectful to you, and all of that. And if at the end of the day you feel like flying solo is what's meant for you, then do that. And if you're feeling like you really need a girl's getaway and you want to sprinkle this retreat in as part of it, then do that. Like there is literally no right or wrong, friends. But we just genuinely want you to feel as though you can take time for you.
And I think the thing that sometimes people have shared with me when I've even talked to people about this, well, if I do it as a group, how do we know that we're all on the same page? How do we know what that's going to look like? Don't worry, friends. We got you covered. We have scripts, we have guides. We invite you to like go for coffee or go for a walk with the people that you are thinking about doing that with. We have almost like, back in the day, like, pinky promises. Like we have everything written out that if you go to like a coffee shop with some of these friends that you're thinking about, how to bring up the conversation about where do we want to go? What are the finances? Cooking, how are we going to pay for this? What does it all look like? We have it all there for you. So if there are things that you're like, oh, I don't know how this is going to work, we've got it all in there for you. I would say Christina and I spent literally months thinking about if we were doing this, what would we want to ask? We asked some other people, if you were given this, what would be some things that you would want in this retreat?
Mm-hmm.
So we have tried to put everything in there that you can think of. And even throughout the course, there's some blank spaces for you to add some things that you're going to do because we're just two people, but you're your own person. So like Christina said, you get to sprinkle in what you need to do and truly make this yours. We just provide you everything so you can get there. And the greatest thing is that it is a huge invitation to choosing you over
Yes.
and over again. And if you've been listening to us, you know Christina is amazing at always challenging and reminding you that when you take care of yourself, the trickle effect is that it impacts everyone around you and all the
Yeah.
different things that you're doing. So it's gifting you, and the better version of you or the healthier version of you will have positive impact when you come back on everything around you.
Absolutely. So if you're wondering, like, okay, Helene and Christina, we hear you. And how do we get to this? You're going to head to yourbirthdaypodcast.com and click on the headline Gift of Retreating. It's downloadable, it's there for you, and it is completely self paced. So go find it, figure out which or all of the topics you want, and you can either gift yourself a gift or you can send the link to your partner or post it in any of the gifting apps. You can even link it to Gifster. So wherever you see something that you want as far as a topic, please go ahead and send it to the people who are looking at your list. Or if you're like me, you just buy it for yourself. There's no right or wrong, friends. Hey, friends, thank you for showing up and listening to how creating your own retreat is truly an act of self celebration and gifting. If needing time for you is something that really stands out in your mind, gift yourself the course or request it from someone who wants to give it to you. Have a mom, sister, bestie, or cousin in need of self time? Then give it to them. Because this gift is a gift that will last a lifetime, have a positive impact on their lives. And guess what? No gift receipt is needed. It's stress free. We are so excited for you to tag us on all of your retreat experiences. We can't wait to join you. And in the meantime, we're on Facebook, Insta, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. And remember, showing up for yourself and telling us may be the gift to another woman who needs to invest in herself as well. Until next week, happy birthday, friends.